Running back Ben Malena. Open up questions for Ben.
Easy day.
We go right here in the front to Jimmy.
Yeah, Ben, I'll ask you the same thing I asked Tony. Just, Mike Evans, the big eye-opening game, now leading the nation, I guess, in receiving yards. Did he surprise you guys at all? I mean, you've seen him for a year, but, that kind of a day and that kind of a setting, what does that say about him?
For Mike Evans, his hard work pays off. It's probably one of the most hard-working guys on this team, and he deserves to have a big day like he did.
Go up to the back with Chip.
Ben, you guys talk about one game at a time, the 1 week at a time philosophy. How difficult do you think it might be this week with the emotion and the difference in the crowd and the build-up of the game that you had a week ago and getting ready to play this game Saturday night against SMU?
I don't think it'd be difficult at all for us as a team. That's what championship teams do, play at a consistent level, have, similar emotion within a week-to-week basis. We do understand, last week was a big game, and, it is going to be kind of challenging to have that same kind of enthusiasm just because of the different circumstances. But our play on the field is not going to change. Our emotion level is not going to change. We're still going to be the same team that we were last week this week.
Go to the front to Brent.
Ben, what was your vantage on what was kind of the craziest play of the game when Johnny eluded the rush and then completed the pass to Pope? How did you see that, and what was going through your mind at that point when it was unfolding?
Well, when plays like that happen, that probably happens like once a game with Johnny, so it's not really exciting to us. It's just like, oh, well, there he goes again. But it was a pretty exciting play, though. I was actually on the sideline just watching the play.
As it unfolds, or you just...
Yeah, when it unfolded, I just, I was like, what, first down?
Suzanne here in the middle.
Hey, Ben, I guess we'd heard all through preseason that Johnny was going to stay back, working his pocket presence a lot. And the first two games, you and Trey had some good guards rushing. Then against Alabama, y'all did some more quarterback counters, looked some quarterback options. Do you think that was just an Alabama wrinkle, or do you see that as being the rushing game for the rest of the year?
Different teams have different schemes, and we look to take advantage of, different teams, their tendencies in the way that they play. And, last week we felt like we had an advantage with running him, having some design quarterback runs and getting an extra blocker out on the defense, and we were pretty successful at it.
Have y'all looked at SMU film at all on their defense?
Right.
How do they play?
They play very hard. One thing that they do have is all 11 guys, watching their film run to the ball. Try to get that ball out there. They really force turnovers. They have really good linebacker play, and they come downhill.
Right here to Cease.
Ben, when you look back at last year, you said take it one game at a time. Was any game last year you feel maybe there was a letdown? A lot of us on the outside looking in said maybe Ole Miss. Did you learn anything? Were there any game last year that you felt, when you look back on the game, that the team maybe let down a little emotionally?
I can't give you a particular game last year because, really don't look back to last year. But I would say the Ole Miss game last year, it was a very important game for us. It was a huge conference win on the road, down early, made some mistakes as a team, a lot of turnovers, and fought with a lot of passion to come back and win that game. And I think that that game was real key to us. It was really good to have it as a program, to have a game like that, because you do need games where, you need to fight through adversity. And I think that game, and I think this last week's game too, down 35-14, and Alabama had the ball, going up, could have been 42-14, and that game could have got pretty ugly, but we fought, to the last second. So I think, just showing our will to fight and how we handled adversity was really good.
Brent in front.
When you put 42 points on Alabama, and obviously the offense does its job, but then defense has its troubles out there, how do y'all go about kind of staying on the same page and staying together as a team?
It's a team sport. You know, you can't blame, one team did this or, the offense did this or the defense did that. I mean, it's a team sport. I mean, at the end of the day, all the things that count is wins and losses. It doesn't matter who had a big day and who didn't have a big day. It's a win and losses, and played the number one team in the country. That was a pretty good team. We left some things out there that we saw, watch film, and we're going to correct.
Ben, as you move forward, will it become easier or harder to take it one game at a time now that you already have the one loss on the season?
I think it'll be easier. I think it's easier just for the fact that, we do have a loss and we understand how important it is to take it one game at a time. It's a one-game season every week. And you have to prepare for it like it is one game, like it is a one-game season. So this week we have SMU. We're looking at it. We accept the challenge for those guys. They're going to come in. They're going to be ready to knock us off, and we're going to prepare just like so as we did last week.
Right side out, Gabe.
Ben, how valuable is Malcolm Kennedy in this offense? A lot of attention on Evans, but as a guy in the middle of the field in the slot.
I'm really excited for Malcolm Kennedy. He's a guy. We came in together, same recruiting class. He had some injuries and things that really kind of kept him off the field, and now he's really getting an opportunity to really go out there and show who he is and the type of player that he is. He had 3 touchdowns last week. And that's just average Malcolm Kennedy. Goes out there, probably one of the hardest working guys on the team. Never complains, never any troubles out of him, and he's just a class act.
Ben, I think last year you said that whatever a defense does against this offense is wrong. Can you kind of elaborate on that for me?
Well, in this offense, we just have an answer for everything the defense does. I think Coach McKinney, offensive coordinator, and Coach Spav, those guys do a great job of putting us in situations to succeed. Every defense, they play a different defense, and you have to prepare and find out ways to beat that defense. And I think our offense allows us to have multiple ways to have answers for whatever the defense gives us.
Go here to Olin in the front.
Do y'all feel like y'all got to go out and score 40, 50 points to win?
No, but, that is the mindset of our offense, score every time we get the ball, whether it's 3 points or whether if it's 6 points getting a touchdown, First downs equals touchdowns. One thing that we stress is a third down conversion. The first 2 weeks, we really focused on, getting the third down completion up and red zone scoring. We went 6 for 7 last week in the red zone. Wish we went 7 for 7, but that's one of the things that we stress. So it's not really a issue of we feel like we have to score 50, 60 points to win a game, but that is our motto, to score every time we do touch the ball.
Anything else for Ben? Thank you, Ben.
Thanks. Thanks.